So today was the official launch of Meeting Centre Scotland. It's a new charity, just formed last year.
Great honour to be here for me this morning at the launch of Meeting Centre Scotland.
So we had members from Meeting Centres, we had family members, we had the workers who run the centres, and lots of other allies who have helped support Meeting Centres along the way.
I am honoured to have the opportunity to open today's celebrations, and I do so recognising the breadth of creativity, dedication and effort that everyone in this room has contributed to make days like this happen.
Do we call it care? Do we call it support? And I think it's about living with dementia.
It's the result of some really hard work, some great creativity, and some fantastic people. It's just a really wonderful celebration.
Often when we talked about meeting centres in Scotland, it was followed up with a question of, but what are meeting centres?
It's a community resource. It brings small groups of people living with dementia and their families together on a regular basis so that they can get support on an ongoing basis in their locality.
The meeting centres are an essential and a very, very special part of the wider dementia-friendly communities network.
Most people, if they hear the phrase meeting centre, don't necessarily know what it is, and it's really important because it doesn't use the word dementia. There's social clubs primarily for people with dementia, but by not using that word gives it a different twist.
It means everything to me. It does. It's so easy to come here, and when people are dying, we seem to lift them by the bootstraps and say, you're not allowed to be down. And we cheer them up, and they make it happy for everyone. And everybody is so well loved here.
When you're actually getting a diagnosis of dementia, by that point you might have lost friends, you might have had to give up your work. So I think going into somewhere where there's already an embedded community and those friendships there, it just is a bit of a no-brainer to me.
It's great because it's people of my same age that have the same conditions as thing, and you get a great chat, and it's enlarged my scope of friends, and I'd like to call them friends. It's a very, very friendly place to come along.
I first read about Meeting Centres, I think, back in 2017. There was an article in the Journal of Dementia Care about the work that Professor Dawn Brooker and Dr. Shirley Evans were doing at Worcester University.
An email came in one late Friday night and it was Graham and said, I've been reading about meeting centres, could we have a wee chat?
So Career Connections went through the development process that the university developed, the guidebook to running a meeting centre, and then we opened in 2019. So it was the first meeting centre in Scotland, and it's just kind of rocketed from there, really.
The Scottish journey with meeting centres has been an absolute joy.
19 open, about another 10 under development and opening soon.
For meeting centres in Scotland, it should be the way. A third of our governance is controlled by people with dementia, a third by family members, and a third by professionals.
I don't know what it is about Scotland, whether it's the personalities, the size of the place, the mentality, but people have just got hold of this idea.
We need to dream big, and for me, that big dream is a meeting centre for every community in Scotland. Every town should have its own meeting centre, every neighbourhood in the city should have its own meeting centre.
That is a real vision, and I think that in Scotland, I think that is a real possibility.
At the start of a journey, until such times that there is a cure for this brain disease, we need every positive thing that we possibly can to make people's lives better.
I like going to the meeting centres, gives me independence, it's been a lifeline and I absolutely love it.
Love, respect, imagination.
I got diagnosed with early onset dementia when I was 60. There's hardly any help out there. Now that we've got the meeting centre, it's changed my life. I've learned so much, not just for what we do, because they really work us hard.
See the value that the members get every single day at our meeting centres. You know, they get hope back. A diagnosis of dementia can be devastating for some people, and the support, the peer support and the professional support they get from meeting centres helps people to recover from that, helps them to adjust to the social, the emotional and the kind of practical changes that dementia diagnosis brings to them.
And you were involved in setting alongside Connections Up, so what do meeting centres?
Everything.